All right, so Evil Muskokas are back. They're nice red Evil Muskokas, kind of like his truck. That truck looks pretty nice, but it's got quite a few dents on it. It's got some weird rust spots on it. You gotta watch out. I was scraping bottom on the way in on the washout there. So the front little wind jammer on the bottom there. So I'm gonna close this gate because it is Halloween, and I don't know what time they're coming back at. So probably better just to play it safe. Ugh. If I can get out of my car. Holy geez. You're on a bit of a hill, it's hard to get out of your car. Alright. So I'll just go like this. Call them. Holy wind. Okay. Not sure if I got this thing on my head right. That's windy out there. Holy smokes. I got this thing on my head right. Feels weird. Okay. Try this again. Yeah. That feels better. Well, done for the day. Quite the day. It's another hour and a half here. For a total of 2.5, 3, 4 hours today. But over a long period of time. So, okay. Got some trees in here to cut. Maybe next week. One's leaning over the back veranda there. They're going to be tricky if we can cut them. They might be on an angle that we can't, but I think we can. But I still got to finish the trees up here. And tomorrow is new chainsaw day. It's also credit card. Pay off my credit card. I'll zero out my credit card again. So I gotta cut this tree here. I left one branch on it. Look at how hideous that looks. My client must hate me for that one. Like, it took forever to get to that. But yeah. When it comes to cutting trees, my buddy Paul's like, no, I'm only gonna cut with my buddy Reg because he's better at it than me, and he seems to like doing it. And it is a challenge. Don't know who that was, but that's the chip stand girl. Lady behind me is like, will this guy just freaking stop waving at all the girls and get going? Yeah. So I don't see any kiddos out yet. It's still early yet, but so that's my last grass cut, I think. Well, it's hard to say. If we get another warm spell, could get another week out of the grass cutting. At this stage, anything's possible. I moved some furniture in there the other day, so done quite a bit of work there, actually. Moving stuff, grabbing metal, moving people out, moving people in. Busy place. So yeah, not a bad day. The place we did with the blower of doom. Is that Rogers? That's the man. He lives up there. I wonder where he's coming from. That's the guy with the drums. The nice thing too is I did my the other property 2 days ago, so that means I can just head her home. Not a bad day. If I would have had more gas, I would have cut a bit more, but I really didn't want to risk running the lawnmower while they were away. I didn't want to risk running the lawnmower out of gas. By the time you guys see this, they'll be back, but I closed the gate too because it's Halloween, and you know, if the gate's closed, people won't go in, you know. So I thought there were supposed to be guests there, but I didn't see them, so. Somebody doing some funky chickens with the tire squealing. Everybody's there to get their winter tires now. I already got mine. Now that I got winter tires on, it's probably not going to snow. Oh, it's been a tough season, guys. A really tough season. Worked hard. It's not quite over yet. But I think the grass cutting stuff is over. So we can get a couple of... I still got to finish a fence. Got a bit of chainsaw stuff. I might still have... Might be sporadic, but I still might have another month's worth of work. And, is that my cousin? I think that was my cousin. So if I got another month's worth of work, that'll help me out a lot. If I got another month and a half, I'm laughing. Because tomorrow's November 1st, and I have up to I got May's living expenses started, so if I get May and June covered by the end of November, that'll give me an income overlap. And if I can get into July's living expenses of next year, I'm doing extremely well then. You know, where I'll be able to stay. I mean, one thing can break and then you're broke again, but I'm at that stage in the season where anything extra I make, I've got almost everything covered. You know what I mean? Like, I did really well for myself this year. I worked really hard, guys. Like, I worked really hard, but I did well. I accomplished most of the things I wanted. And after tomorrow, like there's very few things I didn't accomplish. You know what I mean? I mean, that drum kit was a big, that was a big financial burden. It will be till the end of February, but like it's that plus paying off the previous debts, getting the winter tires, getting the brakes on this. I know for some people it doesn't sound like people that make big money, like, you know, like, you don't realize how hard it is for guys like myself and, you know, people that, you know, like, struggle from paycheck to paycheck. Like, getting ahead is really difficult. Once you're well ahead, it's not so bad, but even the wealthiest of people, doesn't take much to get put behind. You know what I mean? That can happen really easily, and it's really hard to get ahead, is what I'm saying. So when you do it, it's like you really have to push your body to be able to do it. You know what I mean? Like, you really have to work hard. You know what I mean? It's not, you know, once you get ahead and you got the hours in, then you can kind of pull back the throttles a little bit and maybe not relax, but you don't have to bust your ass quite as hard. And that's my goal for next year. So if I could stay well ahead, you know, because like I'm always starting out off at zero every, you know, early every spring, right? It's always like, okay, now you have absolutely no money and you have to start over again. It's been like this for years and years, you know, like for quite a few years, right? So I never start the season typically with money. And then, of course, early in the spring, you got to buy all kinds of stuff to get your season going, and you don't have the money, right? So that wipes you out even more. So my plan for this year coming, which my year's not going to end in January, you know, December 31st or whatever. My year's kind of like ends now. You know what I mean? End of October. And now November's kind of like next year for me, right? But it's technically not, because there's kind of like, you'd split my year into kind of like two or three, where you factor in my time off, you know, and the little bit of work I get after the main season, right? So this is like I'm going into like the second part of the season, like, you know, season 2 of the season, and then part 3 of the season is me sitting on my butt in January and February usually, and March, with little to no work. Which, if you have money to sit there, you don't mind. You know what I mean? I don't mind taking the winter off. I really don't. Like, I don't want to deal with the winter at all. You know, car's hard to start. You're late for work because you can't start your car, or you're snowed in. It's just, nah, I'd rather, you know, screw it. I'm not going to work, you know. But you have to have the money sitting there so you can, you know, it's not like I spend stupid, you know what I mean? I do buy big ticket items, but they all have a purpose. And once it's one of those things, like, for example, all my guitars, paying off all my guitars this year, that was quite the feat, you know. And not like I'm not going to buy more, but it is quite the feat.